So, what's up people and welcome to the chapter 109 discussion of Kaiju Hachiko or Kaiju number 8. So chapter 109 came out a few days ago, and as always I will leave a link to this chapter that's currently being shown on the publisher's official website, Manga Plus, for free to the North American audience. So if you're interested, I will go take a look at it before they pull this chapter back. Okay, so if you recall in chapter 108, Monster number 8 was fighting Monster number 9 and Monster number 2. Those two have kind of fused together into a hybrid, and because of that, Monster number 8 was having a very difficult time. And at the very end of that chapter, we saw Mina appear to assist Kafka. And so chapter 109, we kind of expect that this is going to become a very interesting relationship sort of chapter, because this is the first time that we see Mina and Kafka together. And chapter 109 turns out exactly to be that, and in fact the chapter starts out with a kind of a flashback, where we go back to little Mina and little Kafka, and they're discussing about what they will do when they become a JDF soldier, and Mina asks Kafka, what kind of soldier do you want to be? And Kafka, being Kafka with the great dreams that he always has, he says he wants to be the greatest JDF soldier, the one that has the most efficient battle suit and the ability to fight with swords as well as guns and be the master of all weaponry, right? Basically the master OP JDF soldier that he is dreaming about. And of course, immediately Mina is like, yeah, get real. And so Kafka gets really upset and goes, well, then what do you want to be when you become a JDF soldier? And Mina's dream is basically to be able to save everyone. That because of her ability to defeat the monsters, that nobody would have to die. And Kafka responds back, well, that's kind of unrealistic to be able to save everyone. And Mina's like, yeah, well, look who's talking, Mr. OP soldier. But the final comment Kafka makes is, whatever dreams we have, let's do it together, the two of us in the JDF. And now we come back to the present, and Mina's walking up to Kafka, and Kafka's about to say something when Mina says, you liar. And Kafka immediately understands what she's talking about when she continues on. You said that you would be with me throughout this entire time, and yet you never showed up, not until now. And Kafka apologizes, but Mina continues on. The problem is you try to do everything on your own. Even on the rooftop, you wanted to try to solve all the problems by yourself, didn't you? And Kafka responds back, you're right, that's what exactly I was like. And it took somebody like Leno to teach me that that was not the way to go. And with that, Kafka apologizes, not just for being late to being able to rescue her, but also being late to becoming the person that she always wanted him to be. And Mina responds back, well, to be honest, my dreams never became real as well. And we see basically what she's talking about when we notice so many people have died, even with her efforts. And so she continues on, well, we don't always get to have our dreams, but despite that, we have to keep on pushing on. And at that point, the hybrid monster 9 and 2 comes up to them, and Kafka tells Mina to get ready. But before anything happens, Mina responds, well, thank you very much for being by my side. And this, of course, brings back the memories that Kafka had, all the desires that he wanted to be, the great expectations of the person that he was going to become. And none of those dreams were able to be achieved. But still, there was one dream that he didn't want to let go of, and that was the ability for him to be able to fight at Mina's side. And so the chapter closes with the two preparing to take on the hybrid monster number 9 and 2. And so, yeah, this was a pretty good chapter. It may bring criticism by many people who often say, get to the fight already. stop wasting time on these discussions. But for me, I kind of like these because this gives a more depth to the entire story. This isn't about an action of two characters just constantly battling monsters. And for me, that would be quite boring because there is no story behind it. It's just a bunch of fights. But Matsumoto Naoya is pretty good at bringing together these relationship sort of situations. Some people may find it corny, but I actually enjoy these. And it does prepare for the next chapter, which most likely will be the chapter with regards to the battle. And so it'll be interesting to see how this battle goes on. And once that chapter comes out, I'll bring out another video and hope you join me at that time. But this was a very interesting chapter, chapter 109. If you read it, what'd you think about it? Did you find this discussion between Mina and Kafka to be interesting? Or would you rather just have this series continue on with the battles and these chapters to be a problem with the pacing of this comic? Any comments will be greatly appreciated. And until the next chapter, happy manga reading, and as always, Jaya, nice day, everyone.